personally, you know what
Give
I
it to
was
Kaminga.
thinking?
Give the 29 million to Kaminga.
29. I don't know about that, but
Give you,
like
oh man.
no,
Go
no,
ahead.
They don't want him. Breezy.
no.
Breezy, let me bring Breezy. I'll get back to you, but let me because I want to do this with Breezy and I want to get ice in too, and Priest. What up, y'all? Breezy,
What up?
How you doing?
you're the resident Cam Thomas fan here. We all love Cam
That's
Thomas. I'm rocking the Cam Thomas jersey to show support. I want Cam Thomas to be here. That being said, Sean Marks doesn't. So where do we go from here?
I mean, to replace his shot creation, you don't get it from Jaden Ivey. I don't have a knock on Jaden Ivey. All I said was Jaden Ivey is a great player, but he's going to take the ball out of Jaeger and Nolan Traore's hands. That's a fact. You look at his stats; he's averaging five, almost six, north of 5 assists. So that means he gotta have the ball in his hands the way his style of play. I'm saying, y'all saying, LBL said last season that you know what I mean. Cam Thomas didn't fit the team. I'm saying that Ivy, he's a great player. Even if you think he is the better piece, I'm not here to debate that. But to say that he's the better fit next to these rookies, I disagree, and that's because of his assist stat. You know what I'm saying? Somebody getting more than 5 assists a game, he's going to need the ball in his hands. And to
Not
the point
really.
of him
Not
leaving,
really.
and to the okay. And to the point of him leaving Detroit, Detroit need him even more than ever now. You know what I'm saying? Because Beasley is not there for the scoring. So he's gonna have to take care of Jaden his scoring load and Beasley's scoring load. So I'm not sure how fast the Pistons are coming off a Jaden Ivey. Because if Jaden Ivey don't get hurt, I think they get past the Knicks. That's my
I
opinion.
agree,
I
but
can't prove that. But
they lack scoring. They do, and Cam's a better scorer. That's one. And two, they've shown interest in Cam Thomas in the past. So, like, it's not out of, I don't know if they'd make the trade. I'm just saying it's not out of left field, this trade. Like, it wasn't, it's not, you know what I'm saying?
You about to pick Cam
yeah.
Thomas with Kay Cunningham, bro? Like to me personally, bro. Like I don't think there's a fall off from scoring, bro, because Kay Cunningham is basically a do it all type of player, and now you putting
And he
Cam Thomas.
defends.
Any defense, yeah, in that, in some, and that, like you just said, Priest, he's a do it all type of point guard, do it all type of player, and you put Cam Thomas with that. To me, his job is easy. Like we got to just figure out what we doing, whether we got Cam Thomas or not. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, I listen. I wasn't on board with the trade or whatever, bro. If they gonna make the trade, make it, bro. Like, but it seemed like they wasting time, bro. Like, it's somebody need to get on the unemployment line, bro, for real, because this shit is taking too damn long, and I don't like it. And I ain't nobody been liking the moves that's been made thus far anyway. So it's time, bro. It's time for something to shake, and it's time for something to shake now. Like, if you gonna make a move on Cam Thomas, make the move. But if you not, then let him go. Do something. Like, stop wasting time, bro. Like, you out here bullshitting.
I want to get Ice in here too. I haven't heard from Ice, and I want to hear from Priest too. Ice, 2 years, 14.1 million. I don't think anyone thinks Cam's going to sign that. So, what are your thoughts on what the Nets should? Well, do you think he's going to sign that? And if not, what do the Nets do from here with Cam Thomas?
No, I don't think he's going to sign it. I think that was the first offer. I don't think they got past that yet. And I think what every team is going to do, not just the Nets. I think Chicago and Golden State are all going to wait to see who signs the first contract, and whoever signs the first contract, that sets the market for those type of guys. And the reason why everybody keeps saying Sean Marks and all the other teams have the same problem, even the guys in free agency, is that the market for them is none. So whoever signs that first contract, that sets the market for those type of guys, whether it's 20 mil, whether it's 14 mil, whether it's 15, 16, whatever, whoever signs first, that sets the market for them. So it's not a Sean Marks or Golden State or Chicago thing. It's an NBA thing. You know what I mean? So just like when
I
Cam
agree.
got a contract, everyone follows after that. Okay, if he gets this contract, then I can get this. I can ask for this, or I get lower, or I get a little bit higher. Yeah, I get a
Ice,
little more. You know what I mean?
Ice. Can I make one distinction between them?
Go ahead, go ahead.
The one distinction I'm gonna make between those teams, well, especially like Golden State, is that Golden State has already proven that they could win with some effort from Kaminga. You know, like whereas they're not in the same position as the tanking Nets or the rebuilding Bulls.
LB, it doesn't matter. They're all in the same category. They all have the issue. They're middle tier guys with no market. The NBA doesn't have a market for them. So, like I'm saying, that doesn't matter at the end of the day. They all in the Cam and Kuminga is damn near in the same position. You know what I'm saying? Josh Giddey's a little bit different, but the point is they don't have a number. What is the number for them? That's the problem. What is the number for those guys? No one, the NBA hasn't given a number. You know what I'm saying? There is no guy that signed before them that's like in the same category as them and like, okay, that's the number for you. You know what I mean? So if Cam signs 14, then Josh might ask for 15. Kuminga might ask for 16, something like that. The trickle effect is going to happen when one of them signs that contract.
So would you characterize them as starting players but not stars?
Yes, depending on what team they are. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Because you have to have they have to have something in common besides that they're RFAs. They are RFAs, but some people get deals done and some people don't. But I guess with these, one thing they all have in common is they're all very young.
Priest,
Yeah,
have we heard from you?
Yeah, 23.
Have we heard from Priest on this yet? Priest, I want to get you in too. I don't think we heard from you yet.
Nah, yeah, I've been listening. I think if we're talking about those three players, I think Giddey might have more value because of his playmaking and all that stuff, and how he played last year.
Isn't
Kuminga,
Giddey and Yegor isn't Yegor's upside Giddey? You know what I'm saying? Like I like Giddey to a degree. I do. I think he's a good player, but like, don't they fill the same space potentially?
I think kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
Giddey and Yegor are very similar, but you've seen Giddey perform at a high level in the NBA.
Yeah.
Next to Shea or next to the I forget the guard name that Chicago has. So you've seen Giddey perform at a high level in winning situations and in the Chicago situation. So yeah, they're very similar. So but we don't know what Yegor will end up being. I think Kuminga probably has the highest talent upside per around the league. So if you was talking about say Cam signed a 2-year, $14 million, there's no way in hell that Golden State would think Kuminga would sign a deal like that. No way in hell. Kuminga in his mind is a star player. You know what I'm saying? So
okay, so let me ask you. I want to take the $29 million that we'd have under the cap, not sign. Well, that's not what I want to do, but we're not going to keep Cam Thomas. And the only way that we can get Kuminga is to give him Cam Thomas's money. So I'd give him the $29 million a year to get Kuminga, because I don't think we're bringing Cam Thomas back regardless. I've been on this for like a week now. What are your thoughts on that?
I agree with you that I don't know if Sean Marks has any type of want as far as Cam Thomas is concerned. I agree with you. I don't know if, and this is just based off of Sean Marks' actions. I don't know if he sees Cam Thomas as being a future pillar on his roster. He drafted a ton of guards, right? 4 actually. So I don't know. It's tough because I feel like if Cam is, and I kind of agree with LB, if Cam signs a tenure and just plays on that, I don't know how they use him or if they use him, right, to kind of affect the value. So he might be in a similar situation to what Kuminga was in, to where Steve Kerr wasn't playing him when everybody knew that he should be playing him. So it is in the end of the day, it's going to be tough for Cam, whether he signs it or not, I believe.
Let me ask this question. I kind of open it up to everybody. To me, the the offer that they've made to him, extending the qualifying offer, and then offering him the $14.1 million per year for 2 years, that tells me one thing for certain: they don't want him here, and they want to trade him. Does anyone disagree with that? That they want to trade Cam Thomas?
Yeah, I do. I disagree.
Who said that? Who? Ice said that. That's
Yep.
all right. What's up? Go ahead. Why such a low offer then? That he's not going to sign.
Well, the low offer is because the market. It's not because they don't want him. It's just there's no, like I'm saying, there's no market for him. So Josh Giddey, right? He wanted 30. Kuminga wants 30. I believe Cam wants 30. They all want 30, right?
Yeah.
So Chicago offered Josh 20, and that's where the negotiation stopped at. They don't want to go past 20. Now the Nets offered Cam 14.
20 PER.
Yes, 20 a year, and he turned that down. That's why they stalled. So the Nets offered Cam 14, which is $6 million different. So I'm thinking between them two, is somewhere in between 16 and 20, and I don't think they're going to get past that. That's why I said I don't think it's not that they don't want him. I just think the number, they can't come to agreement on what number to give those type guys.
And I think they would have offered, and this is nothing to do with basketball, but I think if Giddey hadn't had that scandal, he probably would have already had a contract. I'm gonna be honest with you.
I mean, to be fair, who's worth more in the free market, Josh Giddey or Cam Thomas?
I think Josh Giddey is worth more,
and he's not getting $20 million.
And also,
right?
let's talk about Kuminga for a second. I mean, he's been on that team long enough, man. Just sign the qualifying offer. Just play 1 year at a cut rate low. Even if Steve doesn't play you or whatever, we know you can play. So he's eventually going to get a lot of money once he's free out of there. I wouldn't, if I was Kuminga, I wouldn't sign a multiple deal with Golden State, even if they gave me the whole 30.
All right, so let me ask you this: if Brooklyn steps in and says, "We're going to let Cam walk, and we'll give you $24 million, Kuminga, sign with us," Golden State can't really match that, right? They can't. They give you $24 million.
Yeah,
they can match it, but it will strap them.
They could, but they could in theory, but they can't in actuality because they don't use them. How are they going to give them $24 million when they don't even have rotational minutes for them on a consistent basis?
But why underwhelming 7th pick, underwhelming lottery pick? You willing to pay him all that money? He was underwhelming.
Who?
All right, what do you want to do with the money,
Kuminga?
Reese?
You think Kuminga was underwhelming?
Kuminga's not underwhelming to me. He
has not played at an all-star level at any point. I like Kuminga. I want him.
Yeah, he's a good prospect.
When has he ever played at an all-star level for a prolonged period of time? He hasn't.
Who?
Like Kuminga.
He hasn't. He hasn't had the opportunity to really play.
That's what I'm saying. I agree.
So with Kuminga's news is that he
pay him that much money though.
Hold on, Bree. For what Kuminga's news is that he does not want to play for the Warriors at all next season. He wants whatever contract.
So sign the 1 year and just bounce.
No, he don't want to sign. I mean, yeah, he signed. He want to get signed and trade. Whatever happens, he wants to be signed and trade immediately. Whatever contract he signs, he wants to be moved. And there's only 2 teams that says they want to grab him right now. Sacramento.
But you see what he's doing, right?
He's trying to get out.
But what he's doing is he's being greedy, and he's saying, "I still want you to sign me for the 30, but I want you to trade me by January 1st." But I'm saying, then just sign the qualifying, and you'll get all that money back sooner or later if you're really that good.
Yeah. Here's what I'm saying. Yeah, I get what you're saying, but if you're Kuminga, I think you're in a different situation than Giddey and Cam Thomas in the sense that there's a team out there who's willing to pay you this year. It's the Brooklyn Nets. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no team out there willing to pay Giddey or Cam their quote. There might be someone out there willing to pay Kuminga his quote, which is the Nets.
There might be more than one team. That's why I'm saying.
Who else has got the cap space?
Saying nobody this year. But I'm saying, to me, if I was Kuminga's agent, I would say sign the qualifying offer. Either Steve is going to play you or he's not going to play you. But the whole NBA knows you can play. So then you'll just become a free agent and you'll make your money back then.
If I offered him 3 years, $72 million, the Brooklyn Nets, I'm playing Sean Marks. If I offered him 3 years, $72 million, and you were his agent, you would say not to accept that, to take the qualifying offer?
I'd have to look and see, because I think he's more than a $24 million guy going forward.
You better have some Jalen Brunson confidence in yourself if you're gonna pass up on that contract. You could be right, maybe. Yeah.
See, LBL, the thing is, what you think is what do you know, right? What is the NBA? If he hasn't got an offer for that much, why would you? And that's the problem.
No, but that's because of the money, right? That's because of so many guys not having money, right?
Right.
Yeah, the most of the league don't have cap space.
Right. So the problem is, with you doing that, right? You gonna set the market for the other guys that high because of what you think. But what you saying, like, what is the market saying to give these guys? You know what I'm saying? Because you're going to end up being another way to overpay somebody and reset the market for everybody and strap everybody. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's already tight, but you're going to make it even worse by doing that.
Not by signing
but
1 year.
But Ice, I don't know if we're looking at, and now I think what LBL is talking about is league wide. He's saying league wide, the league believes that Kuminga can be a high end starter on a franchise. But
I think so.
When you talk about the other teams, do they believe that about Cam Thomas? Do they believe that about Giddey? You know, do they believe that?
Yeah, but the money comes along with your belief, and it comes along with the market. You know what I'm saying? If it was that belief, right, is what I'm saying. If the Warriors believe that, or other teams believe that, the Warriors could sign and trade him immediately, right, and get whatever. But it's not.
Look at the money. Look at the money that they just gave to Jimmy Butler, right? They know that Kuminga could play, but for whatever reason, between him and the coach, it's not going to work out.
You said the name though, LBL. You said Jimmy Butler. You know what I'm saying? Like you said.
Yeah, but I'm saying, isn't he like 36 years old or something?
You said Jimmy Butler though. Like you said Jimmy.
I didn't say a name.
Yeah, exactly.
But on the same token, though, the Warriors are doing their future a disservice with this.
Correct. They are. But when you go name for name, you know what I'm saying? You saying give me Jimmy Butler. You know what I'm saying? Mike, for the money, you gonna say give me Jimmy Butler.
And this is just me. And it's just me. Me right now, I wouldn't take Jimmy Butler over Kuminga right now, personally.
Me neither.
If Brooklyn had the opportunity to bring in both players, I would take Kuminga first.
Yeah, because you don't got Steph. You don't got Steph. So with Steph, you want Kuminga, who's been on your roster, or you gonna look somewhere else and go get Jimmy?
Kevin Durant.
But I think Priest, we already had this conversation plenty of times about the Kuminga situation, bro. Like, I think the problem is these restricted dudes is thinking they getting $5 million more than what they actually is probably gonna get on their respective teams. That's number one. Number two, I've been on Front Street saying, bro, like, yo, the Warriors gonna rule the day they let Kuminga walk for nothing. That's my thing, bro. Like, they will rule the day.
If they don't come up with a package to get him traded, right? They will when they see what he does, because we saw what he did versus Minnesota, a great defensive team in the playoffs.
That's a fact,
right? Minnesota is a top 3 defensive team with Oklahoma City and probably
right.
I want to see who I can't think of who. Maybe Boston was up there, but they were one of the top defensive teams in the league, and Kuminga was giving them 30, and it wasn't hard for him.
All right,
it wasn't at all.
Well, with that,
and he was the only player that was able to slow down Anthony Edwards.
So with that being said, right? Sacramento and the Suns are the only 2 teams right now making offers to the Warriors, and the Warriors don't want to trade them unless they get Keegan Murray or someone else, and I don't think Sacramento want to give up Keegan Murray.
Bro, they
because teams don't really want to give up assets, because next year he'd probably be free. You can get him for no assets.
Yeah,
true. That is true. As opposed to signing them because of his draft.
So if I give you Keegan Murray and he only signs the 10-year, and let's go to state gives him a multiple-year deal.
You know why And then you know why the Giddy deal isn't done, even though it's moved up way past the other two. You know why the
Mm-hmm.
Giddy deal hasn't done? Only because of that's the backlash from the other signings, from the DeMar, from the other signings. So
Right.
that's what it really is.
I got a question, bro. Like,
They
yo,
know
what's
he's
the
really worth whatever he's asking because of what he does for that team. I'm not saying
right?
30 million, so he's better than someone making.
He's a triple double threat every
But
time he comes on the court.
That is a fact.
for that team, he's worth the money. But they dragging their feet because they got raked over the coals for the other deals.
I got a
That's
question. Since we on restricted free agents, bro, what's the word on Quentin Grimes? Anybody know?
Same situation. None of them getting paid till one of them signs the contract. I haven't heard his offers yet, but he's in the same
I heard
situation.
he was looking for 25 a year, bro. Like, I'm like, huh?
It's the same thing. They
and,
all
and
within
that
the
is
same
that is
range.
true. That is true, Leaf, because I'm looking at, like, even if we look at all three and then we include Quentin Grimes in it, I'm like, okay, so Kuminga, you were a part-time starter sometimes. Cam, you were a starter. Josh, you were a starter on two different teams. And now I'm looking at Grimes like, and you want this for what?
Kuminga is the only like just strictly accomplishments. Kuminga is the only person that can set the scene. He's gonna have to get paid first. The reason being is because like it's sort of the same
Him and
situation.
Giddy has more value around the league.
True, that is
Now,
true.
All
the
That's
right,
a fact.
problem is
I
that the
gotta wrap
league
this,
doesn't
guys.
have any money.
I gotta
All
wrap
right.
this. I gotta
All right.
wrap this. I gotta wrap. Appreciate y'all. I gotta wrap. Leaf,
All right,
Reese,
all right, all right.
LBL,
Right.
Ice.
All
Appreciate
right.
y'all. I gotta wrap this. Thank y'all. It's
Hey,
July
no problem,
25th,
Gary.
2025 from Texas to the world. Thank y'all. God bless.